What's up, guys? It's good to see you again. We got some news to cover here, so let's get to it. Yeah! Alright, guys, it's November 11th, 11/11. Good set of numbers there. And this week's already starting off hot. It's crazy Monday. 8kun's already up, basically out of nowhere. Q's already posting. The fake news is going crazy. It's a beautiful day for the awakening. Lots we're going to be talking about here. First of all, though, quick word from a sponsor bringing you this video here today. That is NOBLEGOLD. Check them out at noblegoldinvestments.com. They help you invest your money into precious metals like gold and silver. That can be with your retirement fund. That can be by literally having gold and silver in your hand. They can help you with that too. They've got a lot of free information out there, ebooks, videos. Go check NOBLEGOLD out. Links for them will be in the description down below. So, where should we begin now, folks? Let's just start off with 8kun and Q. Of course, best news of the day. So 8kun is up, it's live, and yes, Q is posting on it as best we all know. So I woke up this morning, checking my Twitter feed, as I normally do, and I saw that Ron, 8kun admin, he retweeted this article from Neon Revolt. It was Neon Revolt's, I believe, latest article that he released just this morning, and Neon Revolt was writing about how the 8kun crew literally just changed the domain name. They changed it from 8kun.net to 8kun.us because they weren't able to get their .net up. So they just changed the domain and then, boom, surprise to everybody, released it this morning. And it's good to go. It's up. Now, it's still a little slow. I'm sure they're getting a lot of traffic, trying to get things smoothed out, probably getting some attacks too. But I have been able to log on to the catalog and log on to the Q research boards. I haven't been able to post. The CAPTCHA won't load for me, but a lot of other people have been able to post on it. One of those people, or whoever the heck is posting as our favorite letter of the alphabet, yes, has posted on 8kun this morning. We have 3 drops from Q, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. So as you can see, 9:46 a.m. here, not too long after 8kun went live, maybe, I don't know, around 8 or 9 my time. Q gives us a couple of stringers as the first posts, and you can see here just these characters, /DEC /, this one /ag research DEC /. In decoding this, now it could have been device tests, security tests, something to that effect. Could be that. If we are going to try to analyze the characters, I know when a lot of people saw this DEC, the first thing that went through their heads, thing that went through my head too, was thinking of D-class. Could this mean D-class? I also thought maybe December being next month, December D-class. There's some ways that we could maybe interpret it. Of course, we don't know for sure, but I will say one thing that I did find interesting that I saw somebody note on Twitter is that if you look at the 1-year delta of Q's drops, delta meaning time differential. So look at Q's drops exactly 1 year ago today, 11/11/2018. Q did make a post referencing D-class, saying, let the D-class begin on 11/11 last year. Interesting day, 11/11 last year too, with that worldwide wave. But nevertheless, boom, Q's back. We get these stringers. Beautiful stuff. And then this third drop that Q posted was a tweet linking here to Stormy Patriot Joe's Twitter account. And he posted a quick video of a screen grab of his. He was taking a look at qmap.pub, as that is there on his phone, you can see. And he posted Q, then POTUS, then Q. This is the Q I know. Now, what he means is basically if you go to qmap.pub and turn on the notifications for the president's tweets to show up at the exact, or show up within the feed along with Q's drops. You go down here to Q's post from this morning, 9:46 a.m., remember. Q posting that first drop. And then bam, it wasn't even a minute and a half later that the president sent off a string of tweets. Again, no coincidences, you know? How many tens, if not hundreds of times, have we got Q's drops, and then within minutes, if not the exact same minute, a president tweet. So, boom. One proof of many right there. But Q is back, everybody. Beautiful to see Q is back. And then that's exactly why the fake news media sent out this barrage of attacks against Q this morning. NBC News leading the way with this one, as they often do with their Q attack pieces. Now, what I find interesting is the timing of this. If you actually look at the time of the article, 5 a.m. PST. This came out early. You know, might have been one of those secure drops that the CIA sends the fake news media outlets through their news wires. But this came out early. This came out before Q even posted this morning. So I'm wondering, you know, did the fake news know that Q was going to start posting today, so they rushed this out? Or did Q know that the fake news was going to launch these attacks today, so they wanted to start posting? Who knows? But nevertheless, NBC here leading the way with this article entitled QAnon Candidates, Fringe Conspiracy Theory Moves Closer to the Political Mainstream. And the co-author of this article is a woman by the name of Morgan Radford. It wasn't just an article. She actually appeared on Morning Joe this morning on NBC doing a whole video segment too to coincide with this article. Big press push to really attack Q, and the angle that they're taking here is by going after local candidates around the country who have expressed support or who have shared QAnon content in some way. So they're going after these local candidates, and you can see here amazing stuff. NBC News has identified 4 candidates, putting them on blast on their platform. And the free publicity for them is great, surely, most definitely. But at the same time, man, you don't want to be at the forefront of fake news smear campaigns like this. So that's not fun. And no doubt we're going to be seeing a lot more of this if Q continues posting, and this all just continues rolling from there. So that's that. This chick on Morning Joe this morning, big push. You know, one thing to note before we move on, I found it really interesting in listening to her report there on Morning Joe. She actually said the president himself has amplified Q accounts or Q-related Twitter accounts on Twitter. So they're trying to link this up, try to take down the president as much as they can with that Q disinformation propaganda. And she also said, hilariously enough, that the president has never explicitly acknowledged QAnon. Make that happen, guys. Make that happen, you fake news media. You have every chance in the world to put this to rest once and for all. Just ask the damn Q, man. So that's that. Now moving on, let's take a look at that censorship, all right? So this has everything to do with that fake whistleblower. Lots of censorship going on over the weekend. And these big tech social media companies, what they're literally doing, whether it's human moderators or their artificial intelligence algorithms, but they're combing through everything on their platform, looking for the name of that super fake whistleblower, not even a whistleblower. They're looking for his name, Eric. I'm not going to say his last name, but I'll just say that. They're looking for his name, and they are removing posts. They're even depublishing some complete pages because of people who are posting this individual's name, which is not illegal, not unlawful to do, but still, I think Facebook is claiming it's targeted harassment. Same with YouTube. Facebook depublished the page of David Harris Jr. I think it had some 700,000 likes on it. Cut his page. I got some slaps on the wrist from Facebook. They sent me some warnings about like 5 or 6 posts that they removed from my Facebook group, as you can see here, recent violations. Luckily, they didn't remove my group, but still giving me a little slap on the wrist here. I also saw some people saying that YouTube was making some of their videos private against their will, automatically. They were making their videos go from public to private, and there was nothing these people could do to make them public again. And these were videos where the fake whistleblower's name was said. So just crazy stuff, crazy Orwellian stuff, 1984 type stuff coming out of the big tech companies over the weekend. And this is exactly why sometimes when it comes to political topics blowing up in the media, I'll pick and choose what I really want to report on. I try to be as careful as I can because I know sometimes they'll use excuses, any excuse they can, to censor content. So, you know, we got to be as strategic as we can in this digital war going on for our minds. So that's what's going on with the censorship and the fake whistleblower and, gosh, all that impeachment nonsense that we're seeing everywhere. I mean, on one hand, it's just awful that it's getting shared around and spread by the fake news media and their puppets. But at the same time, that impeachment scam, it's so easy to deconstruct. So, and a lot of people out there are already deconstructing it so much. So that's kind of why you guys have seen me not talk about things like that so much lately, because so many other people out there are already doing it. But I have my own topics that I like to report on. One more thing, let's talk about YouTube before we move on to vaccine propaganda coming out of the fake news today. YouTube changing its terms of service to let the platform delete videos and accounts at its, quote, sole discretion. Basically, they're saying that even if a account is not commercially viable, you can see here, if they reasonably believe they are not a commercially viable account, YouTube is now changing their TOS to allow them to cut it, delete it like that. Crazy stuff, man. Coming out of Facebook, coming out of YouTube here. It's crazy. How? Kick me while I'm down, but, you know, my account, I know a lot of others out there, they sure aren't commercially viable because of how freaking much we get demonetized. Watch YouTube say, you're not commercially viable because you're demonetized so much, so we're going to cut you. Amazing. And, you know, here's something that a lot of people watching YouTube videos don't realize. If videos like this one get demonetized on the back end for me, YouTube will still run ads on it. So you might see ads on my videos. Doesn't mean they're monetized. How incredible is that? YouTube, seriously, just trying to rake in as much ad money as they can. So take a look at that. You know, speaking of which, go subscribe to my BitChute account. I'll put a link down below. I'll make some cards pop up for a backup YouTube channel, and go check out that BitChute too. So I'll make these videos, start reposting there. Go to those alt platforms, guys. Make the migration while we can. We can't go there as content creators until you guys go there. All right, so subscribe to that BitChute and that backup YouTube channel. Now let's move on into talking about that vaccine propaganda. ABC, moving from NBC to ABC now. You know, it's like NBC got their Q attack orders this morning. ABC got their vaccine attack orders. So they put out this article, tweeted about it. RFK Jr. headlining the photo. You can see the title of it, Anti-Vaccine Leaders Targeting Minorities in New York City Becoming a Growing Concern. They're trying to make anti-vaxxers look like grifters, look like bad people for targeting minorities. And then ABC News with the punchline, this bullshit right here. This year marked the worst year for measles in the United States in decades, fueled by outbreaks in unvaccinated and under-vaccinated communities. Wow, so much BS. So little time to go through it all.
Listen, you're being rude. You're fake news. You're fake.
Oh, my God. So, first of all, if we look at a lot of these outbreaks of diseases that we have vaccines for lately, whether that's whooping cough, whether that's measles, etc., you will actually find many of these outbreaks have a 100% vaccination rate. You can find multiple examples of this, okay, over the last few years. So that's BS from ABC. And how about them completely targeting the vaccine movement right here? Look at this line. It's a battle that they shouldn't be fighting, experts say. Like climate change, vaccine science is settled. Oh my God. As if ABC wasn't bad enough, as we've seen in recent weeks, here they are just destroying themselves even more. And shoot, you know, we know ABC News has been covering for Epstein. We've seen those exposés recently. Now they're covering for the pro-vaxxers. They're covering for Big Pharma. They're covering for vaccines here. So can we really say ABC, they don't care about children at all, huh? All on display right there. Just awful, awful stuff. And still on that topic of Big Pharma, I saw this going viral over the weekend. I have a couple of thoughts that I want to throw out there on it. So a Maryland medical company is claiming to have the cure for HIV and AIDS. A lot of people were extremely ecstatic, thinking this is incredible news, and I want to get a little deeper into it. Now, first of all, this particular company is American Gene Technologies, all right? And American Gene Technologies, this whole initiative of finding this cure for HIV and AIDS is coming from a large initiative being funded by the NIH, the National Institutes of Health, and the Gates Foundation. They're the primary proponents, the big pushers behind these researches and these breakthroughs of HIV and AIDS cures. So on one hand, you might hear, oh, HIV, AIDS, a cure coming out to the public, yay, disclosure. But on the other hand, who's doing it? Who's being funded by it? American Gene Technologies. Why is the Gates Foundation involved with this? Also, it's a gene therapy. They literally want to take your genes out of you, edit them, and put them back in. That doesn't sound like what nature, what God would entail for us. No. I'm wary of this, folks. I'm not buying it quite yet. I want to know about the cures for diseases, things like this, that have been suppressed by the FDA, suppressed by Big Pharma, suppressed by the fake news platforms, and are super cheap and have been around for the long, long time. These are things I want to know about. I want to know about the suppressed cures that were around 50, 60 years ago. Gerson, Rife, people like this. Gosh, so, you know, and also when it comes to AIDS, I want to know about where AIDS really came from. Is it a bioengineered pathogen, bioengineered warfare agent? So when it comes to full disclosure, there's a lot more where all this came from. And I'm not buying this cure for AIDS or HIV so fast. I want a lot more information about that. And very last thing we're going to talk about here is CEOs, okay? So Kaiser Permanente, still on that topic of sort of big pharma here. Kaiser Permanente CEO dies unexpectedly at 60. Crazy stuff, especially going on with Kaiser dying unexpectedly at 60. That's pretty young, especially if you're in the health insurance industry, right? So, what's going on, man? What's really going on with this? And then, of course, CEO departures, CEO resignations. This being, you know, not deaths, but resignations. Still hitting an all-time high. Hitting an all-time high in October, as Q has told us. Track CEO resignations. They told us this a long time ago. And crazy enough, it's still happening. And just wanted to make note of that, man. Make note of that. CEO resignations hitting an all-time high. Lots of things happening to these corporate executives, and I think a lot of things are going to start happening with these political leaders too. FISA disclosures, we're literally weeks away, I think, weeks away. Now that it seems Q is posting again, which I believed would happen before FISA declassification really starts getting rolling. Q is up, FISA's coming, and a lot more disclosures are going in the pipeline. I don't doubt it. Thank you guys for watching here. Remember, subscribe to this channel if you like this content, if you like this video. Hit that little notification bell. Make sure you're notified. Remember those backup channels, second YouTube channel. Go subscribe to my BitChute. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And then lastly, head to my website and subscribe for my newsletter. So wherever they censor me on, if they do censor me, I can tell you guys where my backup accounts are and let you guys know the news. Thank you so much, everybody. That's all for this one. See you soon.